Now we are going to look at section 54B. Now, what is 54B? What is 54 as we already discussed? It is residential house sale to residential house purchase. So, if you invest in residential house, you get the exemption under 54. Here, instead of agriculture, instead of residential house, agricultural property, land to agricultural land. If you buy, you can claim the exemption. So that's how you can remember easily. So let us look at this section. What it says. Capital gain on transfer of land used for agricultural purpose not to be charged. What are the conditions they are saying? Number one condition is that the agricultural land has been transferred. So if it is not an agricultural land, section 54B will not be available. What is agricultural land and all separate, discussion itself is there, but assume that's an agricultural land. Agricultural land as per the definition of under capital gain scheme, right? In the act. So based on that, you have to take the definition of capital gain, capital asset for the purpose of capital gain. 242. Now, agricultural land has been transferred by an individual or HUF. That so it is not available again for other than these. Agriculture land has been used by the individual who is transferring it or the HUF or his parent for agriculture purposes during the 2 years immediately preceding the date of transfer. In the exam, it may come that individual has sold it, but his grandfather was using that as a thing, not his parent. Then maybe you may not be able to do it. He was not using it, only his grandfather was using it during the 2 years. Whether you can claim, no, you can claim because either him or his parent should have used it during the 2 years immediately preceding the. That means it should have been used for agriculture recently, not some old property. And then once that, what does he have to do? Assessee has purchased another agriculture land, rural or urban, within a period of 2 years from the date of transfer. Again, for your definition, for your understanding, rural agriculture we have understood. This is Kollam Corporation. So as per definition under capital asset, this is the town limits, 4 kilometers or 8 kilometers, whatever is defined. So sorry, this is the town limit. Town limit. From here, they would have told at least 16 kilometers within this. That is from this point to this point and around. Maybe there will be some point here, town limits. From the town limits, so much kilometer within which if there is even an agriculture land, that is called urban agriculture land. Anything outside this area, that is not just within this municipality or corporation, it is 16 kilometers from the town limit. 16. See, here I am saying 16 because for Kollam maybe it's 16. For probably Ernakulam it may be 25. I don't know. That is defined. That's somewhere it's given. So according to that only, the whatever is falling within this area is called rural, urban agriculture. Anything outside is called rural agriculture. That is why how you have to understand agricultural. Even here, if you are having agricultural land, it is agriculture land, but it is urban. The problem here is, as far as urban agriculture land is concerned, there is capital gain. There is capital gain. That is what is the understanding you have to be clear about. Okay. So, if you want to save cap, so you can serve agricultural land for use for agricultural land, then it's exempt. No. Rural agriculture land is exempt. Urban is not exempt from capital gain. Therefore, there can be capital gain occurrence. If we invest into another agriculture land, it may be rural or urban, then he can claim this exemption. But you have to understand what is rural, what is urban. This is how you have to understand. Therefore, if somebody is coming and telling us, I have sold agriculture property, first we will ask where. What is your nearest municipality or corporation? Then they'll say whatever, Kottarakara or Kottayam, whatever. So from there, we will have to find out as per notification how much kilometer from the town limit has been told as part of the corporation. Some places it is 10 kilometers, some places 25, depends. So this point will be your area where it is still urban agriculture. Then we tell them, see, there is capital gain there. Unless they tell us in advance, we cannot help them. They have to discuss, then only we can tell. People think that agriculture land, everything is exempt. No, it's not exempt. Now, what is the quantum of exemption? Just like the earlier one, the quantum of exemption is the same. That is the amount invested. Amount invested in acquiring new agriculture land limited to the extent of capital gain. Same as 54. How much you invest in the new agriculture, that much you can claim exemption. Scheme of deposit, same as section 54. See, that's why I'm saying first one when we do it is we have to be very clear. But here there is a little change. Consequence of the new agriculture land is transferred within a period of 3 years. Not much, but if you understand the concept of urban and rural, then you will understand. Now, what did we say? He has sold agriculture land. Obviously, it should be urban. Otherwise, there will be no capital gain, right? So, he has invested in urban or rural. He can do both. Suppose he has invested in urban. Then what happens? Then when he sells, there will be capital gain. And he has to pay the tax. To the extent of exemption that he has claimed, like the earlier section, sale consideration, less cost. Within this, you reduce the exemption earlier claimed in this property when he sold, there is an exemption he claimed. Your cost will come down, reduced cost will be there, therefore, his capital gain will increase. Just the earlier way. That means from the cost of the second property, you reduce the exemption that you have claimed, and therefore your cost will come down, and based on that, your cost will come down, therefore your capital gain will go up. That's how you are punished for selling the property within 3 years, just like that. But if you have not purchased a urban agriculture land, mind you, just understand, if you have not purchased this, you have invested in a rural agriculture land. What will happen? Rural agriculture land is exempt. Therefore, there will be no capital gain even if you sell the rural agriculture land within a period of 3 years. So, there is a lacuna in the law. So, if somebody purchases, rural agriculture land to save the tax of capital gain under the sale of urban agriculture land, if he doesn't hold it for more than 3 years, there will be normally a capital gain. But because it's a rural agriculture land, it is not a capital asset for the purpose of capital gain. Therefore, there will be no capital gain if you sell it even within 3 years. So that is what they are trying to explain here. So, consequently, when new agriculture land is transferred in the period of 3 years, the capital gain exempt earlier under section 54 shall be reduced from the cost of acquisition for the purpose of computation of capital gain in respect of new agriculture land, and it will be short-term capital gain. So that means, let us take an example. A property, agriculture property, is sold for 50 lakhs. Index cost is 40 lakhs. Therefore, there is a capital gain of 10 lakhs. Now they purchase B property for 8 lakhs. Therefore, whether it is urban, if it is urban, what will happen? Even then, you will claim the exemption. Therefore, there is no capital gains here, only to the extent of 2 lakhs there will be capital gain. Now, without holding it for 3 years, it's an urban. Therefore, what he is selling it for, say, 10 lakhs. I'm giving an example. This is a sale consideration of selling this property again. Sale consideration. Less cost 8 lakhs minus how much exemption he claimed earlier, 8 lakhs. Therefore, his cost is going to be nil. Entire 10 lakhs he has to pay now capital gain. And this will be short term. That is what is the whole thing about, what we discussed. Now, only saving grace is, suppose this is an urban agriculture land. Sorry, it is rural agriculture land. All this will work. But when it comes to, suppose he sells it, then there is nothing here. This is nil. This is nil. Why? Because this is not a capital asset under capital gain. Therefore, there is no problem. There is nothing is capital. Don't need to work. So that is what is all about. Will be reduced as short term. Now, note, capital gain does not arise in the above case if rural agricultural land is acquired for exemption under 54. If transferred within a period of 3 years, as rural agricultural land is not a capital asset. Now, scheme of consequences scheme is not deposited, same as 54. Amount not utilized shall be charged as capital gain of the previous year, in which 2 years from the date of original asset grant expires. So again, same thing like that, 2 years from the date. So from their time, it will be tax. Because he has to purchase it within 2 years. That's why. He has to purchase the agricultural property within 2 years. Therefore, he has got time only for 2 years. During the break, you will be doing the problem. So, a little bit I'll just finish and tell you. Because these are all simple things. They are not everything going to be same. Now, 54D. We saw compulsory acquisition. Here also is compulsory acquisition, but it is a little different. Compulsory acquisition of land and building forming part of industrial activity. Suppose you are doing business in a place in, say, Ernakulam. Long time back, you started a industrial undertaking. Now, because of the smart city project and all, they are saying that none of these industrial undertakings will be here within the city. So what they are doing, they are taking compulsorily the land from you. They are displacing you. Whatever reason, they are taking compulsory acquisition. Or even you can say for the purpose of road expansion. Even for that they are taking. So what is this thing? You have to mandatorily give off these land and building to the government. Obviously, when you give that, these are assets. These are capital assets. So when they give you compensation, we saw earlier, there will be capital gain. Now, in that capital gain, if you want to save, then you have to invest in another land and building for the purpose of business within 2 years. Then you can claim this. That's the basic. So here, land and building, industrial undertaking, to land and building, industrial undertaking. That's the difference. And within 2 years. Same logic that what you have purchased, you cannot sell. You have to hold for at least 3 years. What is the exemption? To the extent you have invested the amount. So all these are similar to 54. Capital gain account scheme 54. Consequent the period of 3 years thing 54. Amount deposited 54. So I'm not going to repeat it. So let us read it. Capital gain on compulsory acquisition of land and building forming part of industrial undertaking, section 54. Following conditions are to be satisfied for exemption. Transfer by way of compulsory acquisition. Otherwise, it will not come. Compulsory acquisition, government is taking over. Asset transferred is land. Asset transferred is land or building forming part of industrial undertaking belonging to the SC. So it should be land or building part of an industrial undertaking. Otherwise, it will not come. Land and building were in use for at least 2 years immediately preceding the date of transfer. That means you were using it for industrial activity at least 2 years, like agriculture activity, same. But their parents could have also used it. You need not have used. Here, there is nothing of it. Capital gain on compulsory acquisition of land and building can be short term or long term because building you have been depreciating. Therefore, it will be always short term. Land will be long term, generally, it is more than 3 years. So, it will be for depreciable assets like building, it will be short term capital gain, and for assets like land, it will be generally long term or short term. It can be mostly long term if you are holding it for a long term. Now, what he has to do, SSC has to purchase, construct other land and building within a period of 2-3 years from the date of receipt of compensation. So, you can purchase it or you can construct what? Within 3 years. What is the quantum? Capital gain shall be extended to the extent it is invested in the for the purchase of new land and building or industrial activity. What is this? Capital gain account scheme, section 54. Section 54, consequent waste transfer is also. I will take one more section again similar to that, but it is here, it is a little different where any asset you have capital asset, long-term capital asset, you have to invest in certain bonds. That's the only difference. So you can, it can be, it need not be, earlier first section was what? You had to have residential house, 2 residential house. Second was agricultural land, 2 agricultural land. Here it is land and building, industrial undertaking, 2 land and building, industrial undertaking. Now here, as I told you at the beginning, suppose it is only land and not for industrial undertaking, and there is a capital gain. Is there any way of saving? Yes, that is what we are going to look at. So this is section 54. This is section 54B. This is section 54B, and this is 54EC. How you invest? He has to put in certain bonds. What are the bonds we see, and what is the amount of quantum of exemption also? So section is quite simple, but you need to understand. So this is a, as I told you, this is available for any property, any long-term capital asset. That's the only thing. Only condition is long-term. Let us look at it. The asset is transferred by any assessee who may be an individual, HUF, firm or company. Now again, one more advantage. These people also can get the exemption. Here earlier 2 sections it was only these 2, not first 2 sections. Here I don't think there is any limit like that. It can be, it is not saying anything like that for the compulsory acquisition. But here individual HUF, firm and company specifically equal. The asset transferred is a long-term capital asset being land and land and building and both, and is transferred on or after 1/4/2000. Here, actually, what they have done is earlier it was available, but now they have restricted to land and building or both. Transfer of SCS within 6 months after the date of such transfer, invested the capital gain in long-term capital assets. So there, that means earlier it was any asset. Now they have only told land and building. Earlier this was available for all assets, but now they have restricted to land and building. The SCS within 6 months after the date of such transfer, invested capital gain in long-term specified assets. The specified securities are not transferred or converted into money anytime 5 years from the date of. So earlier it was year and all, it's 3. Here they have made it 5. What? The bonds. Long-term capital assets, the bonds. Cost of long-term assets specified as considered for exemption under the section shall not be eligible to under ATC. So if you are investing something here, similar exemption is available under ATC, you cannot claim. So let me stand corrected. Under 54 EC, it is long-term capital asset or what? Being land and building, or both, or both. Therefore, it is not any long-term capital asset. It is only land and building, because earlier it was allowed. That's why I was mistaken by that. So now it is restricted to land and building only. Now let us look at little further. Quantum of exemption. Capital gain shall be exempt to the extent amount invested in long-term specified asset within a period of 6 months from the date. So this is where is the danger. In the earlier section, 3 sections, it was, you have, suppose I'll take an example, 1st of July 2019, you did a transfer and there is a capital gain. Either it is a residential house, agricultural land, or industrial undertaking. All these 3 sections. Now you had time of 2 years, 3 years and all that. But if you don't do before the due date of filing the return, which is for that year, 31st July 2020. Of course, this year it is extended, but 31/7/2020. Before that, you should have invested the money at least in a capital gain account scheme. Capital gain account scheme. That is what it says, right? But here the problem is, so therefore here from July to next July, you got almost 13 months time is there to invest in either a property to purchase or construct or put it in the capital gain account. But here the problem is there is time only up to 6 months from the date of transfer, which means you got time only up to 31st December, 1st July to 31st December 2019. Before that, you should have invested the money in the bonds. If you don't do that, you are lost the exemption. You will not get it. Therefore, if the clients come to us later and tell us we want to get some exemption under 54 EC, we say sorry, time over. You understand what I'm saying? That is the difference, main difference here. More or less it's same. Only that land and building, earlier it was any asset. Now it is land and building or both. But, and you get the entire amount what you invest. What you have to invest? Generally long-term capital gain, long-term capital asset, which are certain bonds, and which you have to hold for at least 5 years. But there's one more limitation here, that the amount of investment in that bond is only limited to 50 lakhs. That means maximum exemption you will get only 50 lakhs. Earlier it was full amount. Later on they have restricted to 50 lakhs. So those are certain restrictions, but yet it's a good section. At least people who are getting some capital gain which is totally not there, no other exemption is there, they can go for that. Now you have to hold it for 5 years. In case the amount of capital gain which was exempt under 54 EC shall be deemed to be long-term capital gain the previous year in which the security is transferred. So they are saying you should hold at least for 5 years. But what do you do if you sell that bond? It's like a debenture. Bond means like a debenture. Therefore, you have got the money. They are saying if you don't hold it for 5 years, then the capital gain will be back in the year in which you have converted it. Now, even if the assessee takes any loan or advance, he's saying, no, I will not sell the bond. I will pledge that bond and take money. Even that is not allowed. The assessee takes any advance loan on the basis of long-term capital asset. Within 5 years, it shall be deemed to have been converted such money and above provision will apply. So therefore, even if you want to pledge it and take the money, that is also not allowed. Now, what is long-term capital asset? Specified asset. As of now, they are bonds redeemable after 5 years issued by Rural Electrification Corporation or National Highways Authority of India bonds issued after 140. So if you invest in these two only bonds, you will get the exemption. So what are the things that you need to understand? It is land and building or both. If there is a capital gain. For some reason you are not going for 54F. You don't want to buy another property. Then you can put it under this scheme, long-term assets, long-term capital gain, capital assets, specified assets. What are the specified assets? REC bonds, NHAI bonds. Only condition is you have to hold it for 5 years, and this investment should be done within 6 months. That's the main condition. Should be invested in 6 months. You should hold it for 5 years, and it can be only this. Then you can stay. Obviously, the interest that you get from the bonds on a year-to-year basis or monthly basis, whatever, is taxable. Interest that will be taxable. Okay. So we have seen today 54B, 54B, and 54EC. 54 earlier last class we saw. This is residential house to residential house. This is agriculture land to agriculture land. This is industrial undertaking, land and building, industrial undertaking. This is land and building only. Here it is bond. This is to land and building, industrial undertaking. This is into bonds. Only these are all same. You whatever you invest, you will get. You have to hold for at least 3 years, 3 years, 3 years. You should have invested this within purchase or construction within 2-3 years. Here you should have done within 2 years. Here you have done within 2 years. If it is capital gain account scheme, it applies across all these three. Here, of course, capital gain account scheme doesn't come. You have to invest within 6 months. Within 6 months, you have to invest. And this you have to hold for 5 years. Here, all you have to hold for 3 years. So, like this, you can make a chart and keep it so that you understand it well. Okay. So, let me clear it up and look at the problem relating